PayPal recently started to release funds. I was so excited, and I wanted to really surprise everybody with an early release because it was a surprise to me. But before releasing it to everybody, I wanted to make sure that I was able to place all of the funds into Payza. So I needed to get to the United States to make the transfer from my bank to Payza. And again, I just really wanted to surprise everybody with this early release after the money had started to be released. I wanted just to make sure that got moved over to Payza. Now, these fake checks had been circulating around. Apparently, some people had gathered the information from bank wire information, the routing number and the account number, and they had created fake checks that people were going to banks with and presenting to the banks in cash. So with this going on, my bank had been telling me that what they need to do is close down that bank account and open up a new account. And so what I responded back to them is, what I'll do then is I'll move those funds out of that bank account into my personal bank account until I get back to the U.S. And when I get to the U.S., then I was going to move those funds into Payza anyway. So that's really what it was that I was working on behind the scenes, is moving those funds from the business account to my personal account until I could get to the U.S., go into the Chase branch, and then get those funds moved into Payza so I could surprise members with that early release. What's now happened, as we've now learned today, is the SEC has filed a lawsuit. Definitely, I'm going to be standing up against their claims in court of law. Whatever's going on, we're going to get to the bottom of it. And one of the things I just want to make sure everyone knows is just like what happened when PayPal throws funds inside of PayPal. There's more money in existence to pay everybody than what people have earned. So I don't know why they can believe that there's a Ponzi going on here, because there's no investors, only people buying ad service, and there's been no promise of returns, as I've said many, many times. And the website and my video don't say anything of this sort. So I've never guaranteed 10% returns, only ad service, and that when people click through the traffic exchange, they can qualify to share revenues up to a maximum of $55 on each of their sharing positions that they have, without any time frame affixed whatsoever. So as they mentioned in their article on the Salt Lake Tribune that it's within 2 months, there's never been any time frame affixed. And if that amount never reaches that amount, that's just how it is, because we only share real revenues. Like what I was saying, people have been circulating these fake checks using my bank account information and routing number information provided that's online. I moved those funds out from the business account to a personal account to avoid those checks from clearing. And I was just about to go to the U.S. We tried to fly on Sunday, actually, but we weren't able to book the tickets. And finally, we were able to book the tickets just the other night. Our flight was scheduled to fly out today to get into the bank tomorrow and move those funds into Payza and release those packs. And now this has happened. So it's definitely something that we're facing. The United States, the people that I wanted to get connected with, are not awake. But we definitely have some individuals that have connections and who know attorneys that we're going to be relying upon good attorneys that have experience in this field with dealing with the SEC and establishing that we are not actually a Ponzi, even though they want to say that we are. So we're going to stand up against it. And I think that somebody on Facebook earlier today said it very well. They said, things are a blessing in disguise. Is that since the SEC has now openly accused Traffic Monsoon of being a Ponzi, we can now, once and for all, definitively prove in a court of law that Traffic Monsoon is not a Ponzi whatsoever. So we're going to stand up to their claims, we're going to stand up and fight this, and we're going to aim to win, and I believe that we can. So we're going to get on top of this with the right attorneys that we can find and take this on as strongly as we possibly can. And the most important thing to really focus on here is that I've definitely been sharing the profit margins. I've got the profit margins. I've informed the SEC of them as well. There is a true profit margin created. It's only from the profit margins that I ever actually shared any revenue at all. So there's no investment offered on Traffic Monsoon, as it clearly states. No promise of returns. Only promise of an ad service that people have paid for, with an explanation that people can click through the ads qualify to share the revenues, which couldn't possibly be guaranteed. So we're going to stay ahead of this. We're going to keep you informed of whatever happens. As far as right now, I just woke up to listening to this news myself. I'm going to be doing everything that I can as soon as attorneys and everybody in the United States wake up and try to get things lined up so that we can handle this and beat this, and then make sure that everyone gets paid what they're owed. That's for sure.